Hello, hello. Welcome to Space of Possibilities with Rachel, where we get to create and we get to play and we get to ask different questions, look up different little things. Well, that's in the space of possibilities. But in this Snippets and Possibilities, I realized I didn't put on the Snippets and Possibilities thingy. But whatever, this is a Snippets and Possibilities. Let me see. Let me go to the brand and see. What did I screw up? Oh, it's the overlay that's different. I got it. Back to Snippets and Possibilities. See, get distracted by all sorts of bright and shiny things. So here we are. And usually we play with some sort of a snippet that I find in either an Access Consciousness book, because I love the tools of Access Consciousness, or in one of the manuals. And this time I found something in one of the, it's not like a little something. This is a huge something. This is something we could actually spend days speaking about, but we don't have days at the moment because the facilitator training starts in like 20 minutes. So I'm just gonna jump right into it because why the hell not? So this is from one of the reference manuals. And if you've seen any of these from before, anytime something no longer reads on more than 80% of the people that come to a class, that section, that material gets transferred to the Access Consciousness reference materials. And after you've taken some of the advanced classes of Access Consciousness, the bars is like the beginning, and you get a taste and you learn an amazing body process that just cleans up the gunk in your head. Then you have the foundation class where everything you thought was true and real just kind of, gets shaken out of you a bit. And you get tools to be able to create all the rest of your life, which why the heck wouldn't you want that anyway? And then you get to take a choice of possibilities class where you can see how you begin to create stuff. And after a choice of possibilities class, you can purchase the reference materials, and they're freaking awesome. But anyway, here is today's little snippet. People choose what they choose. Period. Full stop. You get that? People choose what they choose. It's not that they have to. You always have the point of view that you wouldn't do things that people do to you unless you had a good reason. So you always try to be compassionate, empathic, helpful, and understanding. It's one of the ways that you validate other people's realities. Why don't you empower them with, nice choice, instead of, oh, poor thing? This is also the way we judge who we contribute to and who we will allow to contribute to us. We are taught that we always have to give to those less fortunate than us. We are taught that we always have to, what if an infinite being was never unfortunate, even if they made unfortunate choices? Now, when you are taught that you must give to those who are less fortunate, the only way that you think you can receive is if you are less fortunate. These is small letters. I am sorry. I move away from face because otherwise I have to take the glasses off and look at it that way. So when you're taught that you must give to those who are less fortunate, the only way that you think you can receive is if you are less fortunate. So you make yourself as less fortunate as you can so that you can receive something. That is not in your best interest. Some people have to create a disaster in order to allow themselves to receive. So would you kindly give up disaster as a source of receiving? You are your own natural disaster, so you should be able to receive everything. Your order of choice is, well, which bill needs to be paid first? Which potential disaster do I have to stave off first? Oh, now I must run like hell, work like crazy, call thousands of people to generate some receiving. You wait until you have an almost disaster occurring, and then you work like crazy. Instead, why don't you ask, what can I be, do, have, create, and generate today that would create way too much money with far more ease in my life? I added the far more ease because I love all the questions about ease. What choice can I have today that would bring me more money than I need and make life fun for me? When you're willing to allow people to choose for themselves, then you're a contribution. Be aware, and you'll know exactly what to do or say, and you'll say what needs to be said without even remembering what you said. So instead of trying to get anything right, what if you ask, what contribution can I be and receive today? I rambled on a bit longer than I had intended to. I was actually only looking at the first 3 paragraphs. But look at that. People choose what they choose. Okay. How many people try to make you feel sorry for them based on their past, based on their choices, based on their situation? How much disconnect is in people's lives based on that they think life happens to them rather than they create everything? And you know what? We're so cute, aren't we? We do that too. We do that too. We think that things happen to us. We think that could be a difficulty, the thinking part, because the thinking gets us into this mental masturbation, and then we forget to be. We forget that we know. And the whole invitation of the tools of access consciousness, and what I love about them so much is that they empower you to know that you know, not to go by the thinking, not to go by the figuring stuff out, not to go by the trying to understand where people are coming from. How can I best find some sort of justification for the way they're treating me or whatever else is going on? No, it's what do you know? What do you see? And I love, I love when Gary puts here, you can empower people with a nice choice. How's that working for you? Rather than, you locking them in by going, poor you. What can I do to make up for you being so poor and miserable and terribly, suffering? Rather than that, go, wow, that's a really interesting choice you just made. And this isn't from the mean aspect of, it's all on you, man. You chose this. Now, you made your bed. Now you get to lay in it. No. What I love about the tools of access consciousness, the third, I think it's the third of the 10 Commandments to Total Freedom, another phenomenal book based on, all of these amazing keys to freedom. Well, that one is choose your life in 10-second increments. Can you get stuck if you're choosing your life in 10-second increments? Not really. You get to choose, and then you choose something else, 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 and then you choose something else. You're never stuck in one choice. And by telling someone, rather than, poor you, how you must be suffering, by telling them, nice choice. What else would you like to choose? If you could choose anything, what would you step towards? What would you wonder about? What would you include as a possibility in your life? That's inviting them to move forth. And if you look at the, you give to those less fortunate than you, which is another section, and I didn't even realize that just how deep that goes. That if you look at the how unfortunate they happen to be, and that's the only way you're willing to receive, you're setting up as like this superiority thing where, I am high and mighty here and I can gift to you, rather than you can just receive because you'd like to receive, because that too is a 10-second choice. You can choose to receive anything. You do not need to have your back against the wall to be able to receive anything. So all the lies and all the judgment systems and all the structures that are placed on, you have to be in this really poor, unfortunate souls, kind of situation to be able to receive anything. Everywhere, that's how you judge who you are willing to contribute to. And that's the way you judge if you are worthy of being contributed to. Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all of that? and be willing to receive contribution from anywhere and everywhere in the universe. And the cool thing is that the contribution is a two-way street. In the gifting, there is receiving. In the receiving, there is gifting. And it's the beauty of this flow, this amazing universe that we get to live in. So no one's ever really stuck. They just make choices. And people choose what they choose because they can choose whatever the heck they're choosing. And that's okay. It's just choice. And how cool is it that whatever we've chosen up to now, we can choose something different that's going to work for us in a way that we're going to enjoy more. So there you go. Snippets and Possibilities, day number 12. And thank you for being here in the space of possibilities. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.